Hi guys, this is Gail with Gails Southern Living. Today I'm going to be making chicken fajita pasta, and I'm going to be making this for the collaboration called Noodle November, hosted by Kettle Kitchen. Check it out, guys. Okay guys, please check out the playlist in the description box of this video for all the other channels who are participating in Noodle November. Okay guys, I purchased 3 bell peppers, orange, yellow, and red, because I wanted to make sure this would be nice and colorful. I'm not actually going to use it all though. I'm just going to use about a half a bell pepper on each color, and I'm going to save the rest of it in the freezer for another video that I do in the future, because I'm only making this for 2 people. So I'm going to cut up about a half of each color. All right, and what I'm going to do is a nice thin strips, so it'll cook nice and easy. I'm going to pull a little bit of the white out. I'm also going to make sure I get all the seeds out. All right. Make sure I got all these seeds out. All right. So I'm just going to do nice thin strips there. About like this, just so they will cook it a little easier. Alright guys, the bell pepper and onions are all chopped up in small pieces. And now I'm going to start with some olive oil. And I chopped up 2 chicken breasts. I just did little tiny thin strips of I've never chopped it that way before. But I watched the video and that's how she did it. So this is 2 chicken breasts. So I'm going to start by cooking that. And I'm going to get out a nice wooden spoon to use to stir that. I'm going to make it nice and flat on the pan so it can cook through. And then I'm going to start on the seasonings. I went ahead and wrote my recipe right here so it'd make it easy for me to see it. So I'm going to start with... I'm going to leave the salt off for now because I'm going to use fajita seasoning, and that's really salty, and I want to make sure I don't get it too salty. So I'm going to start with my onion powder, and onion or garlic powder. I'm using onion powder. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of that. Okay. And next, I'm going to do half a teaspoon of oregano. Okay. And paprika. I'm going to do a teaspoon of paprika. So I need this one for that. Just kind of sprinkling it over, and I'm going to stir it in real good once I get all the seasonings in. It's asking for 2 tablespoons of parsley. Let me get a tablespoon measure. I didn't get that out. I did not anticipate that. Okay, so this is a half a tablespoon, so I'm going to do 2 of these. Well, actually, it'd be 4 of these. But I think 2 might be enough. I'm just going to do 1 tablespoon of parsley. I don't want to use all my parsley in one recipe. So there's that. And fajita seasoning, on the recipe it called for allspice seasoning. But I decided to use fajita seasoning in place of that. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a teaspoon of the fajita seasoning, because last time I used it, it was real salty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trying it. After the chicken is cooked, I'm going to try it and see if I need to add any more. So I'm going to leave my seasonings here, and I'm going to test it. So now I'm just going to stir everything around. And this is cut nice and thin, small pieces. I've never tried this recipe before, so this will be my first time. So I'm just going to keep getting that until my meat is nice and white. Then I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to cook my onions, peppers next. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my pan for the pasta. Okay, so the chicken is frying up. As you can see, everything's nice and coated with seasonings. I'm just going to keep cooking this till it's a nice white color and I can tell it's cooked, but not overcooked. And I'm going to put it to the side and start the vegetables. And then I'm going to show you what the sauce is. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It sounds so good. I can't wait to try it. Alright guys, I'm going to add in a half teaspoon of garlic cloves. Alright guys, the chicken is cooked enough. I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken in a bowl to the side. And I'm going to start cooking the peppers and onions. So it looks so good. This chicken smells so good. That seasoning smells like it's going to be so tasty. Alright, I got all the chicken out. Put that over here. I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken up here. And I'm going to add in just a little bit more olive oil. And then I'm going to start the peppers and onions. Look how nice and colorful that is. Okay, and we're just going to cook those till they're nice and soft. Okay, the water is boiling for the pasta. I got 2 cups of pasta here. I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. I use the penne pasta. And the peppers are going over here, and I'll bring you back in a few minutes. I added a pinch of salt to the pasta, and I marinated the chicken in lime juice for about an hour before I put it in the pan. And then I poured off the extra lime juice. The peppers and onion are cooked pretty soft, and the pasta finished. I have it in the strainer behind me. I'm going to add in a 16-ounce heavy whipping cream. This is going to be the sauce, so it's going to be like nice and creamy. I'm going to let this cook by itself for a little bit, and then I'm going to come back. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and add back the chicken. And then after this brews for a little while, I'm going to check the seasoning to see if I need to add anything or if I have it right. It looks so good. Alright, I'm going to let that cook for a little while and I'll be back with one more ingredient. Alright, last ingredient. It says half a cup of cheese. This is more like 3/4 cup of cheese. So I'm going to add that in. Give it a stir. I'm just going to let the cheese melt in here, and then it's pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and read out the recipe. I'm also going to put it in the description box of this video. Doesn't it look delicious? Chicken fajita pasta. Look at this dish, guys. Guys, here is the recipe. Half of a red, yellow, and orange bell pepper. But you can use whatever amount you want, and green would be beautiful as well. That just happens to be what I had. I used a whole onion, cut in thin slices. 2 cups of penne pasta, which I added back after. And 1 tablespoon of oil. I used olive oil, but you can use whatever you want. I did not put the half teaspoon of salt because of the fajita seasoning. I didn't want to over season it or over salt it. Half teaspoon oregano, 1 teaspoon of fajita seasoning, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder or onion powder, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 2 or 3 garlic cloves, 2 cups of heavy cream, half a cup of cheese, but I used 3/4 of a cup, 2 tablespoons of parsley, and 2 chicken breasts cut thinly sliced. So that is what I put in it. You guys have a great day. Be blessed. Do something kind. Thank you for watching my video.
Tom, 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 lele, malang.